Hi, I'm Tracy McMillan. I'm the author of Why You're Not Married Yet. It's out in September through Hardy Cran in the UK. Well, the book started as a piece in the Huffington Post, and the piece started as like an essay that I wrote basically for fun because I'm a writer. I mostly write television. I also wrote a memoir. And I was going to do like a reading series, a staged reading series where writers read an essay that they wrote. And you know, I could write about anything I wanted to. And you know how they say, write what you know? And actually they say, write what only you could write. So I was like, well, what could only I write? I'm like, well, I've been married a bunch of times. I could write about that. So I decided to write sort of a sassy, provocative, tongue-in-cheek, but also very, very true piece about all my girlfriends who would say to me, you've been married 3 times? I can't even get married once. How come I'm not married? And I would say to them, well, I know why you're not married. And then I wrote, Why You're Not Married Yet. And it's like chapter 1. Because you're a bitch. And you have to be nice if you want to partner with somebody. So I read that piece and it got a great response, and then I put it in the Huffington Post and it went massively viral, and the rest was history. My favorite thing about writing the book is really going through, because you know there's a lot of my own experience in here. I'm not a PhD, I'm not that kind of expert, I'm not some sort of self-help expert. I'm really just your girlfriend who's going to tell it to you straight, you know? And I'm talking mostly from my experience of all the things that I've done wrong, or all the, it's not even wrong, that's too strong of a word. It's more like the things that I was doing that were getting in the way of me having great relationships, and all the stuff that I saw my girlfriends doing that were getting in the way of having great relationships. So being able to just share experience like that, I really think it's helpful. And you know, it helped. I'm constantly learning more about relationships, because like this is not like I have it down, and I never said that I did, but I do know the mistakes I've made and what I need to do differently. I would not say, I'll tell you, when a good time to say I love you is right after he said it to you. You know? I had a very wise woman tell me once, Tracy, let him say it first. And at the time, I was like, well, like, why? But I've since learned the wisdom in that. You want to let the man have that agency. Just, it's like, here's why. Because, you know, early in a relationship, what I need to know is how the guy feels about me, right? That's what I need to know. And if I come in and say, I love you, before he said it to me, I don't really get to find out when he would have said it, if he would have said it. And what I'm really interested in is observing a man's behavior, seeing what he does that comes naturally, because that's what he's going to revert to when we're in the relationship. So if I don't like what he's doing naturally, I should leave him alone. Oh, I would never assume I was exclusive or in a relationship. I feel like, as I say in the book, if you have to ask if you're in a relationship, you're not, okay? Because guys, this is the thing about guys. And I see this in, like, my 15-year-old son, right? He's a guy. He says what he thinks. He says it. Like, a guy will tell you, I'm into you and I want to be in a relationship. Like, I'm really feeling this. Or they'll say something like, this feels really big. Or they'll say something like, you know, something's happening here. Or they'll say it because here's the thing, they don't want to fight off 50 other guys. So as soon as they know they want you, they want the other guys out of the picture. So they'll say, okay, no more other guys. And that's when you know they're moving into an exclusive relationship with you. Well, I think it depends on how old you are, you know? Like, a 27-year-old guy might not want kids, or he might think he doesn't want kids, but that he's just in that life stage. A 37-year-old guy who says he doesn't want kids, I'd be like, he doesn't want kids, you know? I really think it's like, so, you know, dating is a whole, like, spectrum, and you kind of have to look at the guy and go, how formed is he? Basically. But by and large, when somebody tells you they don't want kids, I think you should believe them. I think when a guy tells you anything, basically you should believe him. And that's one reason women get into so much trouble in relationships, because we think, you know, right behind the person I'm looking at is the real him. Like, move over so I can get to the real you. the one I'm fantasizing about. I don't think it's a turn-off. I just think it doesn't tell you what you need to know, right? It's like, yeah, you can approach a guy, but then you don't get to find out if he would have approached you. You don't need to know if a guy will say yes to having sex with you or enjoying your company. That's not what you need to know. You need to know if he will send your egg to college. You know what I mean? And if he's not going to cross the room and get your number and figure out how to use it and do all that, he doesn't have any intention of sending your egg to college. So it's like, when it comes to mating, I think it's just a whole other ballgame. Well, you have to first of all become emotionally available, right? Because being attracted to emotionally available men is a really cool way to convince yourself that you're actually available and they're not, right? Because then we go, well, he's not emotionally available, and then you're not getting that you're not emotionally available if you keep going for emotionally unavailable men, right? Because we're always finding our match out there. So if I'm attracted to a certain kind of guy, what I need to do is go, oh, where am I like that? Because even though it'll totally seem like he's the one with the problem, there's some reason I'm attracted to it. And usually being attracted to somebody who's unavailable is because I'm actually afraid to be close. You know what? Any cats you post about on Facebook is too many cats. No. It depends. How many pictures are you taking of your cats? So, you know, you could have no cats, but have the consciousness of a cat lady. Or you could have 4 cats and it could be fine, you know. But that's a great question. I think the thing is like, you know, I know for me as a woman, I have a strong nurturing streak and I want to give love. It's really something I want to do. And if there's not a man there or a baby to give love to, I'm gonna find somebody. You know? And if it's a cat or a dog, great. However, you have to be careful not to let that pet emotionally take the space that a man and a baby would.